Hi, my name is Anna. I am an ICU travel nurse, former new grad, and future SRNA. This is the slideshow that you need to see for how to document all of your nursing documents. Whether you're a new grad and you're applying to your new grad job, if you're a travel nurse, or you're applying to CRNA school, this is how to centrally locate all of your documents so that you are organized and ready for whatever opportunity presents itself, so that you never have to pass up on an opportunity that comes your way because of lack of organization. This is what we're going to cover: why organizing documents is really important for new grads and for aspiring SRNAs, how to set up a Google Drive folder, how to move files into the correct Google Drive folder from your email format, and how this method has really helped me as a travel nurse and as a CRNA school applicant in the 2021 application cycle. Why does this matter? So you are going to apply to more than one CRNA school, most likely. If you're a travel nurse, you're going to apply to many, many travel jobs with many different agencies. And if you're a new grad and you're looking at applying to different residency programs, everything is similar but different, and organization will be key to help you get through the application process to all of the different programs you want to go to. So your Google Drive also, all of your information will be accessible from any computer or any phone in the country. If you are like me, when I was a new grad, I just kept all of my resumes on my laptop, my personal laptop, in PDF form, buried deep in my email somewhere. This made it so that if I was at work, I couldn't necessarily access all of the documents that I needed to apply to a new job. But if you keep everything in a centralized Google Drive, you are always ready to go. Searching through your old emails from years ago is very messy, it's time consuming, and it's stressful. And it's really important to begin structuring all of your paperwork like it's your job, because it will just make everything so much easier for you. As an example, as a travel nurse, I have been onboarded with 3 different travel nursing agencies. I applied to 5 different CRNA schools last year. And because I have all my documents organized, I'm able to completely start to finish open and close an application within an afternoon because I have everything very centralized and organized. We're going to jump into how to make the folder next. So when you're making your first folder, the example that we're going to use in the screen share on the next slide is calling it New Grad Job Applications. And this is where you're going to start to gather all of your documents, and you want to upload everything that is relevant. Everything that is relevant for a new grad, you want to upload copies of your college transcripts, you want to upload copies of your basic life support, your BLS, your ACLS if you've taken it, on your resume, your cover letter, all of that stuff you want to put in the Google Drive folder. Again, this is really easy to do because now you can access all of your documents from any computer in the country. This is really helpful while you're at work still when you're a nursing student. And then we're going to go through the screen recording here of how to make a Google Drive. So within your Gmail, you're going to go to the upper, well, we can go to this way. So you click on the document that you want to add, and you click on the little Google Drive icon. Up in the upper right corner, you can see the Google Drive. And now that you're in Google Drive, we're going to say new, and we're going to say new folder. The folder is what is going to be the name, new grad application folder. That's what we'll call this one. And this is where all of your documents are going to live. See, now in the middle of the page, you're going to have your new grad application folder. Go back to the email, click on the little Google Drive button, and it says adding to my drive. This is where you hit organize, and you want to put it in the right folder. So now all of your ACLS, your PALS, your BLS, your NIH, your new grad residency program application, your essays, put all of that stuff in the right folder. And that is an example that you can see right here. You have your transcript, or this is a resume that you have ready to go in that folder. So when you're accessing and moving documents around, there's no need to have 9 different copies of the same document that you're slightly tweaking. I recommend having a prototype for every year or every stage of nursing. So the resume that I just moved into that sample new grad residency folder, that was my spring 2019 resume. I would recommend each year or each phase of nursing having a different prototype resume that you then copy and tweak for whatever job you're applying for. So I had a spring 2019 resume, and that was when I graduated nursing school. I had a 2020 resume when I was starting travel nursing. I had a 2021 resume when I was applying to CRNA school. And now I have a 2022 resume when I am ready to retire. I'm kidding. I start CRNA school in like 5 weeks. But every year I update my resume and I put that in a new Google Drive folder to keep it up to date. And so when you have your prototype resume, copy paste that into a new document, and then every new job that you apply to, tweak slightly different things for that resume, and then name it appropriately and put it in the Google Drive. So you never have a question about, oh, was this me applying to Duke or was this me applying to Mayo Clinic? And then you accidentally submit for the Duke job, and then you have the like Mayo Clinic name in there. That's super awkward. So don't do that. Have a prototype resume, copy paste it to a new document, make your tweaks, name it appropriately, and then upload it back to the folder. Okay, so next, keep copies of all your relevant paperwork inside of this folder. For travel nurses, this is a lot of paperwork, and for aspiring CRNAs, it's a lot of paperwork. You want to keep your NIH, your PALS, your ACLS, your BLS, your NIH. You want to keep your nurses license verification. You want to keep copies of your transcripts. That is so key for applying to CRNA school. You need to have copies of your transcripts. I think that's actually going to be an assignment for this week. It's making a Google Drive folder and uploading copies of your transcripts. Copies of your immunizations, license, your CCRN verification. All of this stuff needs to live in the Google Drive. And now, no matter where you are, all of your required documents are available on any work computer. So if you get floated to the IMC floor and you miraculously have a low acuity assignment, you can be working on your CRNA school applications with all of the documents that you need because they all live in your Google Drive. Tips. We talked about this a little bit. Each year, make a copy of one resume and one cover letter for every stage of nursing. Copy it into a new document, and then make sure that you are just not applying to a job with the wrong name hidden somewhere within that resume or cover letter. So again, I recommend having a 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022 cover letter and resume, and then making slight tweaks to that cover letter and resume for whatever job you're applying to or whatever graduate program you're applying to. This slide deck is not about how to write a resume and cover letter. I do have those slides. Quick tips. You want to keep it a Word document or PDF that is only the text, because your application will get lost if you're making really fun resumes within Canva or something like that. Graphics get filtered out. Pictures get filtered out. So keep it bullet points and keep it within a Word document that's uploaded to a PDF if you want your resume to go through. All right, references. For CRNA school application, this is key, and this is key for travel nurses. Make a Google Doc and put the first name, last name, cell phone number, and email address of all of your references in the Google Drive. You never have to worry about references again. You have their contact information ready to go. So as a travel nurse, what I would do is within the first 2 weeks, I would always identify the cool charge nurse, and I would make sure to just be extra bubbly whenever they were around. Week 2 of the travel contract, I asked them to be my reference. It doesn't always have to be a manager. And then you get their first name, last name, contact information, put it in the Google Drive. You never have to worry about figuring out and scrambling for references again. Also, briefly, I will add here, for CRNA school applications, it's important to reach out now and reconnect with a former professor, because some schools like to see that you are maintaining academic relationships, and they see, of course, CRNA as an advanced practice degree. It's very an academic degree. They like to see that you thrived academically and that you maintain relationships with past professors, if possible, and add all of that information to the Google Drive. Next, new grad nurse, and from being a new grad all the way to being a traveler, all the way to being a CRNA, it's just so key to have all of your documents locked and loaded and ready to go. And now we're going to demonstrate how to move documents around. Okay, so this is an example of my personal Google Drive, and this is an example of all of my unofficial transcripts. This is huge when applying to CRNA school because sometimes it can take up to 5 weeks to receive paper transcripts. This way, I have copies of my transcripts ready to go, and this is just an overview of what one of my current Google Drives looks like. I have a lot of information ready to go at any given moment. Again, with the transcripts, this will be your assignment for week 1, is making a Google Drive and finding all of the college transcripts, the official and unofficial transcripts, because oftentimes CRNA schools are only open to apply to for about 8 weeks. And if you went to a tiny community college in high school like I did, that only does paper transcripts, and those paper transcripts have to get signed off and then sent to the school and then evaluated by the school before your application is considered complete, that process can take up to a month. So you need to have copies of your official and unofficial transcripts in your Google Drive. And then what I recommend doing is ordering 5 to 10 copies of your official transcripts from all of the schools that you attended so that you can send those transcripts in person yourself if you need to, so that you are not dependent on a school that you attended once 5 years ago to make sure that you are going to be within the prime application window. Also, California State Board of Nursing requires you to send transcripts, and anything that you can do to accelerate that process, I highly recommend. Again, so make a Google Drive, have copies of your unofficial and official transcripts, order 3 to 5 sets of the official transcripts from all colleges that you attended if you're applying to CRNA school this year. Action steps. This is your homework. Make the Google Drive folder. Upload all of the relevant information: BLS, ACLS, immunizations, childhood immunizations, TB test, drug screen, all of your all of your college transcripts, official and unofficial, and copies of your nursing licenses, copies and certifications of your CCRN and your CSC or any other relevant certifications, NIH, all of that good stuff. And then congratulate yourself, because your life will be much easier now that you have everything all in one place. And we are so excited to have you.